I hope everybody is well today on this bright shining Monday. Just a quick update today. I'm jumping into Ethereum here. This is on the weekly time frame. Okay, I've got two indicators on at the moment. So this is the 20-week moving average, and this is the 55-week moving average. Exponential moving averages, sorry, EMAs. So the 20 EMA and the 55 EMA. Okay, now looking at Ethereum here, one target that you can see has been met is from Ethereum's all-time high. Okay, retracing back down to this low, you can see the ETH wicked down to the 1618, which is, if you start losing this 1 fib target, okay, and which was this previous support that we had back here in July 2021, May, June, July 2021, you was coming down here for support, you came up, met resistance, you rolled back down to support, okay, and that support was lost. Now, when we lost this $1,699, Ethereum had a technical target to the 1618, and that target was met bang on to a T at $885. Okay, now from that point there, Ethereum has actually ran back up from that low, the 1618 low. It ran back up, okay, and it met a technical target of, on its retracement, it ran back up to, I think it might have been the 0618. Okay, so it ran up back on retracement to this high from this low. Ethereum ran up to the 0618, okay, and equally the 20-week moving average. So we've basically come down for support on the 1618, we're retracing back to this high. We came up to the 0618 here, equally the weekly 20, got rejected, found support, attacked the weekly 20 again and got rejected for a second time, and now we're being pushed back down. Okay, so once what it might take is, once you see Ethereum start to break above this 20 and close above it on the weekly, the next target for me would be the minimum at the 55. Okay, and at that point, if you do find a low here and start to coil back up and work your way up, you can see that Ethereum is in some sort of could potentially be in some sort of ascending triangle where you've got a low, resistance, a higher low. If you come up and tackle resistance here, okay, you're gonna have a breakout target. So it's all a big if. It's all a big if that plays out. But what you can see here is that Ethereum's going through some sort of A, B, C correction, looking to find support for continuation of this uptrend. So for me, what's happening right now is we're going from this high here, okay, retracing back down to this low. And what you can see is that right now, Ethereum has actually come down and touched, on the weekly time frame, has touched the 0618 at $1,214. So again, this is the ratio that I would like to see Ethereum hold right here. Okay, because if you've come down in an A, a B, a C, and this is your correction over, and you start working your way back up through the fibs, retesting this 20 as it comes down, as I mentioned, you're going to be in some sort of ascending level of support. Okay, if this happens, you've got an ascending level of support, and you've got a level of resistance above yourself. Okay, so what's not to say that the potential play here for Ethereum, let me just clear that out, because we're finding support right now on the 0618. Okay, if we do get support at this level and continue to push up, Ethereum is in a larger scale ascending triangle, which I basically had on the cards for you not long ago. Only if support is held. If you start to come through this level of support that I've got here, you're going to come back down and you're going to retest these lows from June. Okay, so there's something we don't want to see. We want to see Ethereum finding support, okay, and starting to push back up towards this weekly 20 and attacking it. Okay, if we do close above that and start getting a push up to resistance at $1,900, okay, you're getting some sort of squeeze here where you could come back between support, resistance, tightened into some sort of corner here for a breakout to occur. Okay, so that's the bullish scenario for Ethereum right there, holding this 0618 retracement to this low, and starting to move back impulsively up to retest resistance. In which time, if it did do that, as I said, you've got a low, a high, a higher low if this is a low, and as long as you tackle out $2,000 and get a higher high, you're working up in bullish market structure, working in waveforms basically. So for me, I mean, what we could potentially see here, if all goes well for Ethereum, is from this low, we're retracing back up to this high. Okay, and as I said, we've run into the 0618, just shy of that there. Okay, so the technical target for me, if we're to break resistance right now, and this large ascending triangle does form out, you're looking to come up and tackle the 1 fib at 3.5k. Okay, and you're going to be retracing to this resistance point. So, it's very important moving forward here. and keeping an eye on ETH, and just particularly just watching it in regards to the charts, because what Bitcoin's already done. Bitcoin's already got this low. It's come up and it's already formed this low. And right now, Bitcoin's like sort of down here, okay, and it's a little bit jet lagged. ETH is a little bit jet lagged, and it's just playing catch up with Bitcoin, I do believe, because ETH had this massive, insane pulse up. Bitcoin didn't go up 130%, okay, it didn't, so this is going to come down quite ferociously as well. Now, as I said, what you can see is a potential. What this is looking at is an A, a B, and a C, okay, and now this C leg for me hopefully is in here because we found support on the 0618. Now what you can also see for here for ETH on the daily is that right now Ethereum yesterday closed on previous resistance, okay, so when we actually came down to these June lows, okay, Ethereum came down to the low, came up to resistance, higher low, resistance, higher low, broke out, okay, and actually broke out of this resistance on the 16th of July. At that point, you got the impulsive move to the upside, okay, you met your technical target of the breakout, okay, and more, I think. So the breakout for me would have been just like this would have been ascending triangle, okay, you would have had a target from there to there, and you can see that Ethereum met its target, came back for support on the EMAs, and broke out to a further overextended period. So in my eyes, what's going on, as I've said, what's going on here is Ethereum has had an ABC correction back down to previous resistance, looking to turn it into support. So this area here, this price has to hold for me to get continuation. As I said, it's the 0618 retracement, okay, from this low to this high. Sorry, from this high to this low, we've fallen back to the 0618. Golden ratio for support. We've had a bounce off that, and now we're looking to get continuation and hopefully push back up to these EMAs here. And this ABC is in, and basically ETH is looking to get its continuation, okay. So just to get this on a clearer scale, okay, you've got this level of previous resistance turning to support right now. As long as we can hold this area, okay, just to get the price back on, as long as we can hold $1,243 and look to get a bounce here, sort of get some continuation up to these EMAs where you're reattacking these resistance points, okay. This is where Ethereum, as I mentioned, could potentially be in this sort of large ascending triangle, okay, over time, which could literally form out for a long time. We could potentially, if all goes well and we do start to attack this resistance, you could coil up like this and form some sort of triple bottom where you've got a low, okay, a high, a low, a high, a low, and you've basically got the same level of resistance with an ascending level of support. And this could squeeze up for a while, it could take us into December if all needs to play out the way it does. So for me, what it's about right now is not losing $1,243, holding this 0618 on retracement from this high to this low. It's all about holding this 0618 here at 1,215. Okay, so yeah, around this sort of price between where this closes and the 0618 sits, and basically holding that. You want to hold this and look to break out, because if you don't and you do start to come down and close below $1,215, your next targets are the 702 and the 786, okay, and at which point they're your last legs in the sand, and you'll see that you'll be retesting these local lows here. Lose that, my friend, and hit your head on that, you're going to be retesting the lows from back in June. Okay, so that's basically my update for ETH today, guys. We want to hold support right now. We want to hold support on these closes for the past couple of days, turn this previous resistance into support and get our continuation out of here. One line of resistance that Ethereum will potentially run into right now, if we do start to, because also, guys, sorry, what you can see here is that ETH is in some sort of Ethereum's in some sort of broadening wedge pattern. Okay, so you've come up like this, you come up to resistance, you come back for support, you've come up to resistance, you've come back to support. Right now, you're looking to reapproach this resistance line, okay? And this could be a good point if Ethereum doesn't break out to short back down, okay? It wouldn't be nice because, as I said, you'd be retesting these lows if you was to come back down and test the lower end of this broadening falling wedge, okay? But this is normally a bullish pattern. Okay, it's normally a bullish pattern. On the daily time frame, it does give quite a bit of confluence. So you're coming up like this, you're coming down like this. Right now, we just need to see this break up to retest resistance for a third point of contact, okay? Because you've got 1 point, 2 point, 3 points of support. You're looking for your third point of resistance, okay? So that's something to keep an eye on. This is a bullish a bullish pattern here. Okay, as long as you start coming up and breaking through this resistance, okay, and holding these lows, it's not looking overly negative for ETH. This to me just looks like a normal ABC correction coming back to support from an impulsive breakout of 130%, and you're looking for your continuation. Okay, so guys, that's basically all you need to for me to update you on today. Potentially I'm going to look at a big long up here. Okay, a big play for Ethereum. So as I've said, okay, we've gone down to this low. We're going to retrace, get a fib on from this low. We're retracing back up to this high, okay, on the weekly time frame. So for me, as I've said, if you do start to come out and actually tackle ETH's resistance here, okay, because ETH has been under this level of resistance, okay, you got this resistance line here too, okay, if ETH starts to come up and starts tackling and breaking out of this second, because this could be a wave 1, a wave 2, if you get your wave 3 and you break out of this and come back for it for support, and your wave 5, you're literally on your way back up to $3,500. Okay, so there's trend lines that need to be broken. Just as I had this trend line here on the daily, okay, where you've attacked it once, attacked it twice, you're in this falling, broadening wedge. Okay, you're caught looking to call back up to support, to back up to resistance. Okay, is our next point of target. Just like that smaller pattern there, if you was to come up and break this resistance line for Ethereum, your next resistance is the 55 EMA and this trend line here. Because look, from the all-time high, you came down, you ran back into this trend line as resistance, you've come down, now you're potentially looking to run back into this trend line as resistance. Okay, so if you break out of this falling wedge and this does become a bullish pattern, you retrace to the heights of the falling wedge, and that point is where I think Ethereum is going to meet resistance at $2,096. Okay, and at which point, if it did come up to $2,096, okay, at this high, as I said, what you're going to be doing is forming a large ascending triangle. So we're forming bullish patterns within bullish patterns, and this could coil up until you get the breakout. Okay, as I said, it could go all the way until November, December, until that plays out. If we did have that pattern, I think I showed you the technical target earlier, it'd be from there to around there. And if we did break out of resistance, okay, which sits at, as I said, 1950, these closes here, our breakout would be back up to $3,500 from the technical target of an ascending triangle. Okay, but that's only if it forms. It's only if this area of support right now holds and we get our retest of resistance back above us at the 0618 at $2,000. Okay, because it's this resistance trend line above us that we're sort of coiling up into. Now, before I go again, as I said, you've got this level of resistance here. What it potentially looks like, again, even on the weekly time frame, is for Ethereum, you've got this sort of descending channel. Okay, where again these patterns are shown on all time frames. You've got support, resistance, support. Right now you're coming up looking to tackle resistance again. Okay, and this is the point, as I just showed in the Fibonacci's and the previous the drawings I've done. This is where I think ETH is trying to get to. Okay, and it would tie up with the weekly 55 in my opinion. Okay, and you'd be retesting that as resistance. So yeah, guys, that's basically my update for you. One last thing before I go, I'm going to get this fib back on, okay, where we're retracing from this low in June to the $3,500 high here in March 2022. What potentially could be at play is if you've got this wave 1 into resistance, a wave 2 pullback for support. If you get this wave 3, okay, and we break up to, say, for example, a price of around $2,600, run into this resistance, okay, previous resistance turn to previous support turn resistance, come back for support, and then get your breakout, your wave 5 up to $3,500. And at that point, I think I would expect Ethereum to come back in for a steeper level of support, where you have some sort of A, B, C, come down and find a higher leg of support, okay, and then again you're still marching on in this sort of ascending level of support here, okay, for Ethereum. And you'll be even in bigger targets where you have a low, a high, a higher low, a high. You know, it just how it works out in bullish. That's bullish structure. It'd be bullish structure if we was to see that play out. Okay, so yeah, just to take away from that, if we do find support here and start to coil up, we'll be forming a large ascending triangle pattern with a technical target up to $3,500. That's the bullish scenario if this low holds right now. The bearish scenario for me is, if you start to lose this 0618 that we're holding as support right now, and we start to close below $1,200, you're looking at retests of around $1,000, guys. Okay, and then or even further down, you're coming down to 878 to retest this low. So it's all about holding these golden ratios of support. If 1207 is lost, the next targets for me are 1125 and 1049 to the downside. Okay. But I mean, to me right now, this doesn't look too unhealthy. It looks like you've come way too overextended from the EMAs. You've come back into them. You're coming back for support, looking to get another push to break out of these EMAs and get your continuation to the upside. There's a lot of resistance ahead. There is a lot of resistance ahead. You can see that these closes here on the weekly back in July are near enough tying up of where Ethereum. So this was previous support. Okay, support was then turned into resistance. Right here. Okay, so we came up, looked to hold it as support, we lost it, now we've turned it into resistance, coming back for a higher level of support. If we get that higher level of support, we're ascending in the support, we've got an ascending triangle, and we've got targets to the upside. Okay, so that's what you need to take away from today's video. I hope you enjoyed today's content. Until next time, from Chart Nerd TA, peace out.